Rockstars. It is your girl, the leader of the Rockstars, Talia Janette. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning Rockstar, thank you. Welcome back. We are back. For those of you who are new, stop, pause this video, and go subscribe to the channel. That's what I need you to do. I need you to officially become a Rockstar and subscribe to the channel. So today, we're going to talk about the current state of what's going on in WWE. I know this video was long overdue. I was supposed to do this video after Night of Champions, and I just never got around to doing it. So since then, the infamous WWE draft has happened. Now, I remember I went to the draft, I think in whatever their last draft was. I don't know if it was 2016 or 2017, but the last draft previous to this one I had attended in person. And what I personally don't understand about the draft and what I don't care for is that it's not a real draft. It's not like we're swapping people and switching storylines. We've literally took the SmackDown roster and put them all on Raw, and we took the Raw roster and put them all on SmackDown. So just to catch you up, if you have been living under a rock or you just have chosen not to watch WWE, I'm just going to run down so far what the current rosters look like. So on Monday Night Raw, we have Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, who is currently United States Champion. We have R-Truth, AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, who is currently, I think, in his 14th title reign. We're day 14 or day 15 of his 14th title reign, which y'all better give Randy Orton his flowers while he's still here. Granted, he could be a jerk when he wants to be, but y'all got to give him his flowers now. Braun Strowman, Matt Riddle, Jeff Hardy, Keith Lee, who they should have left in NXT, my personal opinion. Ricochet, Elias, Sheamus, Angel Garza. Don't really know who he is. Humberto Carrillo, I don't know who he is either. Sounds like a lot of 205 guys. Drew Gulak, Tucker, who just recently turned on Otis. So Heavy Machinery is no longer a thing. Daba Kato, I don't know who that is. Titus O'Neil, who is being severely underused at this point. Akira Tozawa, Riddick Moss, Arturo Ruiz, and Eric. I don't know who these guys are. Again, sounds like 205 Live guys and main event guys. For the women's side, they have Asuka, Charlotte, who is still out. I don't know if Charlotte's injured or she just took some time off, but she's been drafted to Raw. Naomi, who I believe is out on injury. Somebody mentioned she just had surgery done, so I think she was injured. Alexa Bliss, who I hope Alexa Bliss can still wrestle at this point. Like, she hasn't wrestled in a few months now since they kind of split her and Nikki Cross up. Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, who they split from the Iconics with her and Billie Kay, but she's recently been tagging with Lacey Evans, which who knows at this point why that happened. And Lana, who, we're not even going to start on Lana. And the list that I have, the list is broken up into men roster, women's roster, tag team men, tag team women. So tag team for men, the New Day, who again made no sense. They split Big E from them and they swapped titles with the Street Profits. So New Day is currently the Raw tag team champions. The Hurt Business, who consists of Bobby Lashley, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, The Miz and Morrison. Miz actually just beat Otis, and he is now Mr. Money in the Bank. Retribution, which if you didn't watch this video, you need to go watch it. I don't understand what Retribution is. I think in between that video and this one, it's come out that Mustafa Ali is the leader of Retribution. Mercedes Martinez was sent back to NXT because apparently she did not care to be in that group, which I don't think Mia Yim should be in it either because she's not wrestling. She's just spectating on the beatdowns. and the Lucha House Party, which, I mean, if you're into lucha wrestling, by all means at this point. And then for women's tag teams, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are the tag team champions. Don't really care for them as a team, but here they are. And Mandy Rose and Dana Brooks are apparently a tag team now, which I didn't get what was the point in splitting Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville as a tag team if we were just going to put Mandy Rose back. I keep saying, I don't know who's booking this shit, but it ain't it, bro. Alright, now on SmackDown, you have Roman Reigns, who is currently the Universal Champion and would like to be acknowledged as the Tribal Chief. I will acknowledge Joseph Latai, Roman Reigns, Anoa'i, any way he wants to be addressed, as long as he keeps wrestling shirtless. I will call him whatever, as long as he continues to wrestle shirtless the way he has been, because it's been a beautiful sight. Sami Zayn is the current Intercontinental Champion. I mean, I was digging Sami Zayn before he left. I don't really care for it too much now, because I just feel WWE doesn't know what to do with him. Seth Rollins is on SmackDown. I'll get to him in a minute. Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, who apparently made a heel turn this past Friday. Yeah, I don't know how he went from getting beat up by his cousin to now being another heel. Big E, Aleister Black, Apollo Crews, Otis, Murphy. I will get to him in a second too. Kalisto, who has been removed from Lucha House Party and now is a single star. Lars Sullivan, King Corbin, and Chad Gables, formerly known as Shorty G. I didn't see the point in moving both Seth Rollins and Murphy to Friday Night SmackDown, because I felt the draft was supposed to be a way to, you know, create new things. They literally took a storyline that was on Raw and they moved it to SmackDown, which to me made no sense. People are saying that this was a marketing thing, that, you know, everybody has to get a little bit of shine, so, you know, we had to put these people on here now. To me, it made no sense. It absolutely made zero sense. For the women's roster, they have Bayley, Sasha Banks, who is now the SmackDown Women's Champion. Their Hell in a Cell match was phenomenal. Honestly, Sasha Banks is probably one of the best women wrestlers in the world. If she's not in your top 5, something's wrong with you. And this is just not me as a fan. This is like someone who enjoys women's wrestling, that she's one of the greatest. Bianca Belair, who is also going to be a problem when her time comes. Carmella, who made a comeback, but gimmick really didn't, you know, they didn't do much to change her. Like, she's still blonde. Like, I guess. I don't know. Natalia, she's been moved to SmackDown. Billie Kay, Zelina Vega, and Tamina. I didn't know Tamina was still wrestling. I really thought Tamina had retired at some point. Like, I didn't know Tamina was still wrestling. Tag team wise, again, the Street Profits are now on SmackDown. They swapped titles with New Day. Cesaro and Nakamura are a tag team. I don't know why Cesaro is not being pushed as a singles competitor. Like, I'm so tired of seeing Cesaro tagging with someone. Like, I feel the last maybe 4 or 5 years, Cesaro has been in a tag team. Like, we gave him a couple of weeks as a single star, but he's been put back into a tag team. Granted, him and Nakamura together are phenomenal. Like, it works. Dolph Ziggler and the artist formerly known as Bobby Roode, aka Robert Roode, are a tag team. Who would have thought the Glorious One would come back and get put into a tag team? And then Rey and Dominic Mysterio being placed as a tag team on this list. Rey Mysterio is still walking around with an eye patch on, y'all. So I don't understand how they're a tag team if he's only wrestling with one eye. Let me just finish the list and then I'm gonna get back to that storyline. And then for women's tag teams, they have the Riot Squad. So apparently the Riot Squad is the only tag team on the SmackDown female roster. As far as the whole Mysterio, Rollins, Murphy feud storyline is going, I hate it. I thought we were ending it when the draft happened, but apparently we did not. But I don't even, like, I can't even really tell y'all why I hate the storyline. I just don't care for it. Like, it's no real reason. And then the other night where wasn't the other night, it was last week, I believe, where they had Rey Mysterio's, I believe Aaliyah is 19 years old. She's either 19 or 20. They had her make out with Murphy. And the internet imploded on itself. I personally did not implode. I was just confused. I think I was more confused than I was. Yeah, I didn't find it creepy because it wasn't like it didn't look like a tongue down the throat kiss. It looked like literally they were just mouth to mouth for the 40 seconds that this kiss happened, and so be it. I don't care for the storyline at all with the whole she's defying her dad. Like, if she's not going to wrestle, I don't care for it. If we're just dragging this storyline as she's a damsel in distress and she's torn between her brother and her father and her lover, WWE Creative got to get better, because it's a pointless ass storyline at this point. I hate everything about it. Also, Seth Rollins did do an interview and he said that he thought when he got drafted that storyline was going to be scrapped and done with. So he doesn't understand why the storyline is still being carried on. And the storyline is also kind of taken away from Seth Rollins. Now it seems like it's a Murphy Mysterio kind of storyline. And not to take away from Dominic Mysterio, because when you're just like genetically born into something that great, just watching his matches, he's going to be a problem. When he gets polished, give him another year in the PC. He's going to be a beast when it happens. But yeah, the storyline is kind of stupid. It's a real dumb storyline at this point that I don't care about. What other storylines are going on? So the Survivor Series is coming up. I don't have the Survivor Series list right now because they're still picking teams. I know Bianca Belair, she's on the women's Survivor Series team for SmackDown. Somebody else, just Ruby Riott, she's now on the SmackDown Women's Survivor Series team. For the Raw Women's team, I believe it's Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, and I want to say Mandy Rose and Dana Brooks as well. I guess. I guess. And I feel because NXT showed them up last year, that's why NXT is nowhere in this conversation. Yeah, and then as far as NXT goes, Ember Moon has made her return, guys. Yeah, I know I love me some Athena. Toni Storm has made her return, folks. Y'all already know how Toni Storm gives it up. Finn Balor is still champion with a broken jaw and all. Johnny Gargano is North American champion. That match with him and Damian Priest was different. It looked very gruesome. Io Shirai is still women's champion. I cannot wait for Ember to take that title off of her, but it's probably not going to happen. But you know, if I was booking it, it would happen that way. Who are your tag champions? I can't think of these young men's name. Like I've barely been watching NXT at this point. But I know Undisputed Era had them titles taken off of them. Pete Dunne has come back, which the world was not expecting so soon. But Pete Dunne has definitely made a comeback, and y'all, I like to look at Pete Dunne. He's cute. I wouldn't be able to tell y'all who the cruiserweight champion is. I cannot think of the guy off the top of my head. He's one of the Spanish guys. I can't think of his name at the moment, but he definitely has been showing up in a few of his matches too. Not too sure how Velveteen Dream still has a job at this point. Granted, I don't know if his allegations were true or not, but I don't understand how he still has a job and he's still being pushed. Like, anytime accusations of like the P word comes along with children, you know, WWE usually scraps that person. Like, you know, whether it happened or not, the person usually gets scrapped. Boy, Velveteen Dream is getting a whole push and then some. So yeah, I don't understand why NXT wasn't involved in said draft or in Survivor Series, which totally sucks. But yeah, and the men's Survivor Series teams, I don't know who's on the SmackDown side except Roman Reigns. The men's Raw team, I believe, no, I don't even think Roman Reigns is involved in this because I feel it's a champion versus champion match. So I think him and Orton have a match. The Raw team, I believe it's AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Braun Strowman. Maybe Jeff Hardy's involved in that. Like I said, I haven't watched Raw and SmackDown for like the last week or so. So like I'm just getting through who got drafted now finally. But I think all the champions have champion versus champion match. So I think it's Roman versus Orton, New Day versus Street Profits, which is going to be a hell of a match. Melanin Magic, we are here for it. Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley have a match, and I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. And Sasha and Asuka have a match, and that if it's anything like the last match they had with each other, they gonna put on. Them girls gonna put on. Like, tell you, Sasha make you work, bro. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to watch. My money this year for Survivor Series is gonna be on SmackDown for the traditional elimination matches. Yeah, I think SmackDown is going to take that one just of who they have on the roster. As far as the champion versus champion matches go, Roman's going to beat Randy. It's going to be a fire-ass match, though. Like, Orton's going to put on, but they're going to put Joseph over. Tag team match. I'm gonna say Street Profits because Kofi and Xavier have nothing to gain from this at this point. Like, especially Kofi being what, a 12-year vet, Woods being a vet. Like, they have nothing to gain from this besides putting these young boys over. So I am expecting a lot of indie-rific shit in that match, but yeah, I don't think New Day has anything to gain from this match. So I think Street Profits are going to go over. If Hurt Business doesn't get involved in Bobby's match, I think Sami Zayn is going to win. But I feel Bobby's going to win dirty. Like, there's going to be some type of involvement. Or Retribution interference at some point. Like, because, you know, we got to put Retribution somewhere in this match because we have to keep Retribution relevant at this point. And then women's match, Sasha clean, but I feel Bayley's going to involve herself in that match. So Asuka may pull a fast one, but if I was booking it, Sasha would go over clean. But again, if I had my crayons, that's how I would be writing it. But other than that, I think that's really it. There's really nothing been really anything else worth talking about on WWE at the moment. The whole Alexa Bliss Bray Wyatt thing is fantastic, though. I do feel we just need to complete the transformation and make Alexa Bliss Sister Abigail. It's going to be fire when it does happen. So other than that, I don't care for the whole Lana getting put through a table 7 weeks in a row. Like, that's how y'all know they dragging it. It's been 7 weeks Lana's been put through a table. Why? What are we getting out of putting Lana through a table at this point? Je ne sais pas. I'm ready for them titles to come off Nia and Shayna Baszler, though. That definitely needs to happen sooner rather than later. And that's it, really, guys. It's really nothing happening on WWE TV at this point. I'm gonna try to get back into NXT though and give y'all a better update of what's happening in NXT. But besides that, it's nothing really happening in the East. So maybe we'll check back in after Survivor Series and see what the culture is. So thank you guys always for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tell me, what are your Survivor Series predictions? That's what we're going to talk about in the comments. We're going to talk about the Survivor Series predictions and who do you think is going to win. Are you Team Raw or are you Team SmackDown? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.